Hi, my name is Will. I am a 22-year-old man, and I loved the Minecraft movie. I saw it by myself on a Thursday matinee with two other families in the audience. I laughed way harder than I should have, and this scene
First we mine, then we craft. Let's Minecraft!
made me throw up my hands in delight so fast I chucked my glasses into the aisle and had to pick them up while a family of four stared at me. On the drive home, I thought about my experience and what the movie was about. I know this movie had a rough development cycle. It started production in 2014, had 3 different directors leave the project, but I believe it might have been a bit more meaningful at some point in its production cycle. Okay, to prove it could have, and might have been something more than what we got, I'm going to start at the end. Julian Goff, notable writer, Irish rock band leader, and shrooms enthusiast, was approached by the creator of Minecraft, Marcus Persson, in 2011 to write an epilogue for the game. Little instruction was given for what it should say, just a silly, over-the-top, out-of-nowhere text for when you win. Marcus was impressed by some of Julian's earlier work, including his short story, The Eye Hole, and gave him free rein to write whatever he would like. If I went back and told you what it was like writing it was quite odd. About halfway through it, my hand started moving faster than my thoughts, and I was just watching my hand. By the end of it, I actually felt like I was taking dictation from the universe. The poem followed 2 gods, one green and one teal, discussing the accomplishments of the player and the skills they learned while beating the game. It starts with a congratulations. I like this player. It played well. It did not give up. It is reading our thoughts as though they were words on a screen. That is how it chooses to imagine many things when it is in the deep dream of a game. Before describing the player's dream, the player dreamed of sunlight and trees, of fire and water. It dreamed it created and it dreamed it destroyed. It dreamed it hunted and was hunted. It dreamed of shelter. And urges the player to return to reality. Take a breath now. Take another. Feel air in your lungs. Let your limbs return. Yes. Move your fingers. Have a body again. Under gravity and air. Respawn in the long dream. Jack Black Steve was lonely and unfulfilled in the real world, and eventually found a home in a fantasy of his own design, a portal taking him to a place where everything he touches can be manipulated, whereas creativity was his greatest strength, not the very thing that held him back in stuffy corporate America. Henry and Natalie's mom recently passed away and they're struggling financially. Henry is also having trouble with a very similar issue to Steve, being looked down on for not fitting into a rigid school environment. These are the main characters of the narrative in my opinion. I don't think Garrett or Dawn were all that important to furthering the themes of the movie, but no shade to Jason Momoa or Danielle Brooks. Maybe a little shade to Jason Momoa, but the main dynamic in this film is between Henry and Steve. Steve's been in the world of Minecraft for years, having fully abandoned the real world. Henry and company are trying to make their way back and need his help. Throughout the course of the story, Steve has to learn that even if this fantasy world helped him initially, he needs to come back to reality. Taken at its most basic elements, the Minecraft movie is a story of finding yourself in the deep dream of a game and finding reasons to return to this long dream of life. Minecraft is a game that's both deeply addictive and deeply rewarding. It promotes patience, teamwork, and creativity. Too long in the game, and those skills can deteriorate in the real world. But with a healthy balance, it can be comforting and helpful. I don't know what happened in the decade plus of development this movie had to make its cultural impact,
Chicken jockey!
but I believe there was a version of this film that explored these themes deeper and with less of the attention-grabbing jokes and visuals that make this movie fun to watch ironically, but not at all worth revisiting. When Microsoft bought out Minecraft in 2014, Julian declined to sign over the rights to the end poem. After some deep reflection and a few more psychedelic trips, he decided if the universe wrote the ending, the universe should own it, and put the whole thing in the public domain instead of suing the pants off Bill Gates. He understood that his poem, that this game, was meaningful to hundreds of millions of people. He didn't want any of that to be in jeopardy, so he handled the situation as calmly and peacefully as he could. I wish just a shred of that passion for the game and its fans had gone into the film, but I've resigned myself to just wondering what could have been. For now, the best narrative Minecraft can be associated with is by an Irish punk singer and satire writer who put down his sharpened pen for something sincere and beautiful. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it, through the zeros and ones, through the electricity of the world, through the scrolling words on a screen at the end of a dream. And the universe said, I love you. And the universe said, you have played the game well. And the universe said, everything you need is within you. And the universe said, you are stronger than you know. And the universe said, you are the daylight. And the universe said, you are the night. And the universe said, the darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said, the light you seek is within you. And the universe said, you are not alone. And the universe said, you are not separate from every other thing. And the universe said, you are the universe, tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code. And the universe said, I love you, because you are love. And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream. And the player began a new dream. And the player dreamed again, dreamed better. And the player was the universe, and the player was love. You are the player. Wake up.